So, we've now left Blue Garden once more, and we get a visit from Xiaomi, who recaps the past events that have just transpired, while also setting up for a swimsuit/pool chapter. This, of course, is all at a luxurious resort. Hello everyone and welcome to the Animezilia, and today let's talk about chapter 176 of the Ethan Zero manga series. A chapter that genuinely made me laugh out loud a lot, as we got treated to some wholesome interactions between our crew members as they relaxed before their massive decisive battle. So then, without further ado, let's dive into those interactions and my thoughts on the chapter overall. Starting off with Sister and Hermit. Now, I'd like to think that most people reading Ethan Zero would be used to Sister's treatment of Miss Coase by now. But that panel with him being tied up on a dog leash, doggy paddling in the pool, seriously had me in stitches. As for Hermit, I thought it was very cute that she was just happily typing away, stating that being by the poolside is better for her programming. Now, I do kind of get where she's coming from that, because being by the poolside helps you to relax, thus clearing your mind, allowing you to be a bit more creative and a bit more productive. However, it's most likely the two shining stars were just making excuses and being a little bit cheeky in the screen time that we had for them. And speaking of shining stars, another brilliant piece of character interaction within this chapter was from Weiss and Homura. As even when at a pool luxurious resort, Homura has to train, running against the current to help build her stamina, so stamina training. But after finding things a bit too easy, she asks Weiss to mod the pool system, making it faster. A little too fast, which results in her swimsuit being kind of blown away in typical, well, fan service fashion. But I do have to say, Weiss, was that intentional? Did you purposely make it way too fast? Or was that just a bit of a mistake? Happy accident, I guess. Now, continuing with the topic of crew interactions, we get a very wholesome interaction and goofy as well, as we see some wonderful shenanigans between Kelline and Lugana. We also see the fact that Kelline gives Lugana a nickname in Lugaruro. Now this was nice, as it shows Kelline being more friendlier and showcasing a bond between the two growing, especially if Lugana is okay with a nickname like that. I mean, in the panels where it states it, we don't actually see him refuse or dislike that name. But those shenanigans that I spoke of was them improving the water sprinklers with their ether gears respectively, wind and water. I guess that must have been a bit of a surprise for the park guests, but nevertheless, should have been really fun. So, moving along to Captain Connors. Since entering Universe 3 and re-meeting Connors, we've had to keep a close eye on his character, seeing if there are any differences within his personality and behavioural patterns. But within this chapter, it confirms that this character is still a horny old dirty man, commenting about our crew's female swimsuit/outfits. On the one hand, yes, he is a creepy old man. How dare he say those things about our beloved characters? But on the other hand, I mean, he does have a point. They do look fantastic in those outfits. Xiaomi included. Now, of course, all of those things I've just mentioned were fantastic in their own rights. But what the fanbase really is talking about after this chapter is the Rebecca and Shiki interaction. She kissed Shiki and took photos with him, doing couple-like things together. Obviously they aren't dating, but it does show that they do have a very good amount of chemistry between each other. So this was a very nice part/segment of the chapter. Keeping with Shiki's character, I loved how his goal of making friends still shows even now after everything he's been through. Plus, the comments about him not having that baby face anymore, making it look like he's just hitting on people with pickup lines, again, had me in stitches, so this chapter really was comedic. I also really liked how Shiki was presented within this chapter, being that despite those scumbags trying to perv on Rebecca and Libya, Shiki kept a level of coolness and only opted to down those scumbags using gravity instead of really physically hurting them. Had Shiki beaten the snot out of those scumbags, I honestly wouldn't have minded, because they do deserve every bad thing that comes to them. You can't go around in public acting like that and talking to people in that particular manner. It's creepy and highly disrespectful. Regardless of being at a pool location or luxury resort, you need to have some decency and respect for other people. Seeing Libya return looking down on her luck was rather sad to see, if I'm honest with you, as yes, she was a scumbag at the start of the series, charging ridiculous prices for her autograph and generally just being mean to other creators. But after seeing what she went through in Durgan's capture, it was kind of rough, I'm not gonna lie. Those panels of her being like bloodily beaten and tortured, that was kind of unsettling. However, we are in a different universe, so maybe her lack of views is a result of her career not being successful within this particular universe in Universe 3. Or it could be a direct result of her not uploading for a week after Arma forced her not to upload after rescuing her and taking her captive place. I do hope though that we get to see more from the character of Libya, as in the future she could do with a bit more character development in maybe understanding that her actions at the beginning of the series were kind of scummy and wrong, but maybe we can end her character arc with her understanding that, but still being positive in the B-Cuber community. And just as the crew were having fun, a character appears. Her name is Holy. And that's right, a member of the Oración Saint Interstellar is here on this planet that the crew are getting their ship repaired on and of course relaxing upon. She arrives offering Shiki a partnership. Obviously there is more to this offer, and she's definitely going to betray the Ethan Zero because we know that her end goal is to capture Shiki. So the ultimate question is, will the Ethan Zero align themselves and team up with Holy and her forces and work together? I am curious as to what she is planning moving forward if they do end up working as a team. With all of that in mind though, it's obvious that even if Shiki does accept her offer, the rest of the crew aren't going to like this idea of working with the enemy. But at the same time, I can see some positives in this team up actually occurring in future chapters. Number one, there's one less enemy to fight when going up against Ziggy. And of course, with that one enemy being out of the way, they also gain an ally to help them take down this antagonist. Not to mention, they're currently getting their ship repaired. And without these repairs, it's going to be very hard to navigate in space and get out of the situation once stuff hits the fan in the planet where Ziggy is residing upon. So, I mean, Holy must have connections. So if Shiki turns her down, then surely she can use her authority and power to make sure that the repairs are not done to the ship and the ship never gets off the ground. Personally, I don't really know what's going to happen, and I would actually like to see this team up, but again, our crew would need to sleep with one eye open at all times, because betrayal will always be in the back of their minds. If you have any theories or ideas as to what Holy's intentions or how she's going to betray the Ethan Zero might be, then of course let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Overall, I loved this chapter as it built up a bit of hype for the next chapter, making the overall chapter a bit more important. simply because at the start of this chapter I thought it was a little bit redundant and a bit filler-like, especially being that it was very fan servicey heavy and the plot didn't look to move forward. But with Holy's introduction and her offer, it does further the plot and storyline, so that is a plus. It also gave us a lot of funny panels, so I can't complain in that front. It really did put a smile on my face. The art style throughout this chapter was fantastic. A lot of attention to detail was present. Plus it just looked clean and jumped out of the pages. Let me know who had your favourite swimsuit in the comment section down below. For me, if I had to answer, I'll probably say Homura, because I liked the way that it kept to the character's theme of her sort of Japanese traditional style, not the fact that it almost blew away. I also have to give a special shout to Zayome's hair, because that hairstyle really does suit the character as well. But with all that being said, those are my thoughts on this chapter. I hope you've enjoyed this review. If you have, like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and of course, I'll be seeing you next time. Have a great day. Alligator, matane. Goodbye.